Are you applying for many jobs and internships in fashion but you're not getting responses? You sent out lots of resumes, you also updated your cover letter, but nothing. Neither an email about a rejection from Vogue, Prada, Gucci or any of your favorite company. And perhaps you started doubting yourself. You think, perhaps they're not getting back to me because I'm not good enough, I don't have experience, I probably should get another fashion degree. I get it. If you are being in one of these situations, I totally feel where you're coming from because I was in your shoes, but also because as a fashion career mentor and educator today, I help fashion enthusiasts like you get unstuck from this situation every single day. So in this video, I want to break down what are the top mistakes that you're probably making in your application if you're not getting responses when you apply for jobs and internships. And it's not that you need another fashion degree, it's probably because you need to fix one of these. So let's dive in. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and share this with your fashion friends because it helps me keep going with the videos. Welcome to the channel. My name is Dada. I'm the founder and CEO of Glam, and with the Glam Fashion Academy, I have taught more than 3,000 fashion enthusiasts, helping them land their dream one in fashion. And what I found to be common among all of these is that they have big passion. They also might have a fashion degree or a master, because I also mentor students from Marangoni, Polymoda, FIT, all of the big fashion schools, and they still don't get a job in fashion despite these big fashion degrees, because after all of these big fashion masters that you're taking only pay off when you get the job, right? So I noticed that there is this problem that many students spend a lot of time learning about the fashion history, theory, and that is okay, but you also have to spend time learning about your application. You also have to invest learning about how to apply for jobs and internships, because it's actually this part of your education that is going to help you then step into the fashion industry. I know, because I also took a master in luxury and fashion management, that sometimes you feel like you're not fully prepared to enter the fashion industry, meaning that you lack some of the guidance in the application. So the reason actually why I started Glam Observer is to fill this gap and teaching you the things that are going to help you get into the world of fashion with your first dream job or internship. So today I want to break down what are the most common mistakes made in the application. And no, you don't need to get another fashion degree or a fashion master. These are not automatically going to fix all of your application process, because like I said, I also mentor students graduating from these top schools because they also struggle to get into fashion. Nowadays, many people have access to a fashion degree or a master, so this is no longer your competitive advantage. Recruiters are going beyond just a degree on the resume. So you might have 4 fashion degrees, 4 masters, and even some experience at your back and still not hearing back from companies if you ignore these mistakes. So let's dive in. Mistake number 1, people just build a nice template of a resume and use it for all of the jobs. But if you use the same resume for all of the jobs, you are making the biggest mistake. Companies want to see a customized application, so you should not have one single version of your resume to use it for all of the jobs. You need to incorporate inside your resume the specific keywords of that job and that brand. Some brands might require some skills, other brands, even for the same position, might require a different set of skills. And you want to make sure, if you want to have more chances of getting the job, that your resume reflects the keywords that are outlined in the job description. So instead of starting from your resume and your cover letter first, start the other way around. I teach to my students to start by reading the job description first, so you can spot keywords and requirements, and then you can incorporate those into your resume, cover letter, and everything else. Mistake number 2, not having a cover letter or having a boring one that says "Dear Sir, Madam," or "To whom it might concern." You need to address the cover letter to the specific person, or at least specify it for that specific company. Whenever I receive a cover letter that says "Dear Sir" or "Madam," I immediately discard the application, because it means that you didn't do the research to understand who am I and who is running the company, who is the team inside the company. And like me, all of these biggest fashion brands also do the same. So try to address the person inside your cover letter. Do not make the cover letter just a recap of your resume. Be specific with your motivation. Why do you want to work there? What makes you the best candidate for that position. Try to give life and tell a story of all of the things that you added to your resume, which makes it just a schematic and cold document. Try to build your story with your cover letter so that recruiters understand your passion. The third mistake is about telling and not proving. Anyone can tell, I'm very passionate about fashion, I'm very passionate about this brand, Dior, Vogue, but how can you prove them? Are you taking online courses that prove that you're really invested in learning and becoming a smarter candidate? Do you have a portfolio that shows a project with your skills and also perhaps a customized project for that specific company so that it shows your real passion for that brand? Send a sample press release, a marketing campaign, your sketches if you want to become a fashion designer. That's how you prove your skills, especially if you don't have experience. So add a portfolio even if you don't want to become a fashion designer. I always teach my students to add a portfolio, a project, a PDF. This project that you add to your portfolio can also come from a course, because the course, for example, comes with projects like my Break into the Fashion Industry course comes with projects they can add to their portfolio that will really mimic fashion experiences. So even if they never worked in fashion before, they will be able to produce a project that mimics a fashion experience, so recruiters can actually see your passion, your skills, and your knowledge in action. And also, adding this extra document is going to help you stand out from all of the other applicants who simply apply with just a resume. The other mistake that I see is that people rely on job boards only. Not all of the jobs and internships are posted online. Actually, the majority of opportunities in the fashion industry never make it to the job board. Jobs and internships are filled internally through word of mouth. So if you don't email directly companies, or if you don't use other strategies, you're missing out on all of these opportunities that are never advertised online. Tell me, if you ever went online to look for jobs and internships and you looked at the job boards, you scrolled and you can't find a right or the perfect internship for you. You wait weeks, months, or even 1 year before the right job comes up. And this is also dangerous because you end up applying for other jobs or internships in other departments that are not aligned with your end goal. And this is going to hurt your application further because recruiters can spot a mile away if you just apply for a job just to get one job, or if you're really interested in that specific department and that specific role. So don't fall into that mistake. Make a list of your favorite fashion companies and cold email them asking for a job or internship. This is the strategy that my students are finding the most effective one, and this is how they are getting jobs and internships. The other mistake that I see is that people apply for jobs that are not made for them. You might read the word junior or assistant and you apply and you're just a student or a recent graduate. Fashion companies are requiring experience even for entry-level roles. It's because the word assistant is tricky. It is not like a really entry-level position. It requires previous experience that you most likely have gained through internships. So if you don't have experience, you have to go through internships. The other mistake regarding the jobs to apply for is to apply for jobs that are not related to the goal that you have in mind. Like one of my students once said to me, I saw this visual merchandising job. Shall I apply until I will find another role that suits me best? And this is related to the mistake that I showed you before, and is if you just rely on job boards online, you might end up into wanting to apply for other jobs that are not aligned with your career goals just to get one job because you're stuck in the job search for a long time, and you don't want that to happen. So it's really about looking again at your system, fix your application system, and try with better strategies. Most people also ignore LinkedIn. This is another mistake that I see. LinkedIn is the best place to find jobs, to connect with fashion insiders, to also build your personal branding, and to be found by recruiters directly. Recruiters use LinkedIn recruiters. It is like another part of LinkedIn and is like a search result. They're going to find on top of the search results some candidates, those who have interacted the most with the brand, those who have more connections with people within their organization, and other things. So you want to use LinkedIn to get more opportunities, because getting a job in fashion is not one thing. It's not just that you do one thing and it's going to help you get the job. It is a system of different strategies. So you build your resume, you build your cover letter, you build your portfolio, you have LinkedIn, you apply online, you also use the cold emails, you also use informational interviews. It's a system. One of these things is going to help you get the job, but it's also because you use all of the other as a system to get inside. The other mistake that I see is not taking action. Most people just apply and wait, but this is not the right strategy. You have to take action. Your applications are not working, so what are you doing to fix that? Many start to rethink about the dream, like, let's scale back. Maybe I should apply for less known company. Maybe I should apply for another type of role. Maybe I'm not good enough. I cannot already aim at the biggest company of the industry. Maybe I need previous experience in a smaller company, or I should go and acquire experience like in retail, getting into a sales assistant job so that it can help me get a job later. But it's not that the problem. It is because you're using a completely wrong and off application strategy. So instead of changing your dream and your goal, change your strategy. Invest in learning how to apply for jobs in fashion, because like I said, the problem is not you. It is not that you don't have the passion, and it's not that you need more experience, because everyone starts somewhere. You just need the right strategies. So invest in learning how to apply for jobs and internships in fashion. Remember, it's about quality and not quantity. You need to apply to many jobs and internships to get one, but you also need to use the right strategy. So you need to be very focused on the career you want to get. You need to use the right resume, the right cover letter, the right portfolio. You also need to use LinkedIn. You need to connect with people. Like I said, the job application is a system, so you need a combination of all of this. So let me know in the comments if you spotted any of these mistakes. I will also leave you the link to my free webinar where I'm teaching unconventional strategies to break into fashion, and I will also leave you the link to my Break into the Fashion Industry course where you can enroll and learn the right system to get into the fashion industry. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.